Hey guys, On the Game here, back with another video. I'm doing another collection video for you guys. And since today, March 10th, is Mario Day, and the only reason why it's Mario Day today specifically is because, well, MAR 10, March 10th, kind of looks like Mario. Yeah, that's the only reason why it's called Mario Day. But anyway, I figured since today is technically Mario's Day, I would show off my Mario game collection. And I'll do an update similar to what I did a few months back with my Sonic collection. Now, if you watch that video, this one isn't going to be as impressive. I was surprised even myself to find out that I don't actually have that many Mario games. This is literally everything that I have, Mario related, including mainline games and spin-offs. Yeah, this is all I've got right in front of you. This is literally all I've got. And I've decided not to include like the Super Smash Bros. Games, specifically because they're not actually Mario games. They're just Nintendo crossover games, if that makes sense. So they're not included, but I do have like the original Smash Bros. For N64, and I've got Brawl and Smash 3DS and Smash Wii U, which I brought very recently. But yeah, this is literally what I have for Mario. I must say, as much as I do love Mario and I am a big fan of the series, I've always been more of a Sonic guy personally. Sorry, but I've been that way since I was a kid. I do still like Mario though, nothing against him, but you know, I've always been more into Sonic. And you could definitely tell if you saw my Sonic collection video. But yeah, so this is my Mario game collection. It's very small. Again, even I was surprised at how small it was. But, you know, it's something I definitely want to expand on. I know there's a lot of games I'm missing that I would love to get for various different systems. But I just don't have currently. But yeah, this is what I've got at the moment. So I figured that I would at least show you. So we've got the console games on this side and we've got the handheld games over here. Again, it's not a lot, this will be a fairly short video, but you know, hope you guys enjoy it anyway. And yeah, I'll definitely try and make it a goal of mine to buy more Mario games because my collection is severely lacking quite a lot. So let's just begin. So let's start things off. I put them in order from oldest to newest, obviously based on like system and stuff. So let's start off with the game that needs absolutely no introduction, Super Mario 64, obviously the launch game for the N64, and the game that most people think of when they think of the Nintendo 64. I mean, yeah, what can I say about this game that hasn't already been said a million times before? It was a really influential and revolutionary game when it released back in '96. Obviously, this was a game that defined 3D platformers for many years to come. And yeah, if you own an N64, it's basically illegal not to have this game. It's like owning a Sega Mega Drive and not having the original Sonic the Hedgehog. It's just, you know, it's a crime pretty much. And I must say, Mario 64, as much love as this game gets, I was never really the biggest fan of it, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I didn't actually play Mario 64 for the first time until, admittedly, when 3D All-Stars came out. Yeah, that was the first time I actually played it, but I did eventually go back years later and get it for the N64. And yeah, it is a good game, but I don't know, I just can't quite get into it, you know. For me, maybe it's because I didn't originally grow up with the game, you know, like I play like the much more like newer Mario games before I played this one. But yeah, Mario 64 was just one of those games I just could never get quite into. I couldn't quite understand, like, the love that people have for this game, if that makes sense. But I'm not saying it's bad, because it's not bad at all. But yeah, but it's just, I don't know, it just wasn't really clicking with me. But it's one that I probably should go back to at some point and, like, really give it, like, a proper go. Because, like, gameplay-wise, it's pretty good, but just, yeah. But it never really, like, you know, grabbed me like it did for a lot of people. I'm not so sure why. But yeah, but it is one I'm still very glad to have in the collection. Yeah, I don't have any of the Mario games older than this. I don't have any for the Super Nintendo or the NES, because I simply just don't own those systems. But best believe, if I do, I will definitely get a lot of those games, you know. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff missing in here. So, yeah, that's the first one. That's actually the only Mario game I have for the N64 currently. I only just got an N64 like a couple months ago. So, yeah, I will definitely get some of the others, like Mario Kart 64, Mario Tennis, and all that. I will definitely get those at some point, but for now, that's the only one I've got for the 64. Alright, then moving over to the Nintendo GameCube, we have Super Mario Sunshine. This one I actually really enjoyed. Yeah, this one's quite divisive. Some people like it, some people don't. I actually really enjoyed this. It's been a while since I last played it, but yeah, I thought it was really fun. I like the whole like a jetpack mechanic. You know, the flood I think it was called. I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, and visually, for a game that released in like, what, 2002? I think this game still holds up, like, visually. It still looks pretty good for when it came out. And, yeah, but it has been a long time since I last played it. But, yeah, this one's complete. I remember originally this didn't actually come with a manual. I had to buy that separately on eBay. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game personally. It's a mix for a lot of people, but I really liked it. Right, next we have Mario Kart Double Dash. Now this is a game that for some reason no longer works on like my Wii or my GameCube. I don't know why. When I first brought this way back in like 2015, I think, at CEX, I mean, it worked perfectly fine at the time when I first got it. But then I tried playing it again last year, and for some reason, I don't know why, my Wii won't play it anymore, and even my GameCube won't play it. It just won't read the disc at all. I put the disc in and just wouldn't recognize it. And I've noticed this as well on some of my other games, but like when I play certain GameCube games on the Wii, I try to like, it loads up perfectly fine, like it loads up in the menu, but when you actually try to like start the game, it just like resets the console. I had the same issue with Sonic Gems Collection. You try to start it and it just resets the console, just takes you back to the home menu, and I don't know why. Because this used to work on my Wii years ago, now it doesn't. So if anyone can explain like how to fix that, please let me know. Because I've just had that issue with this and Sonic Gems Collection where I just can't play the game on my Wii. They won't work on my GameCube either. It just, the discs are perfectly fine. They're not scratched or anything. Or at least they're not that scratched. But yeah, they just won't play. For whatever reason, they just won't play. Which is a shame, because this is a really good game. It's not my favourite Mario Kart, but I really enjoyed Double Dash. It's a shame this copy doesn't work anymore, because I really wanted to, go back and replay this game again. But yeah, for some reason, this game that used to work perfectly fine, it just doesn't work at all now for some reason. And I guess I'll quickly show you the disc, but the disc is perfectly fine. I mean, there's no disc rot on it or anything. There's some scratches, but again, like, it's always looked like this, and it used to work perfectly fine. So if anyone can, again, if you know the reason why certain GameCube games do that, where you try and play them and it just resets your console, or they just don't work at all on the GameCube, despite being, like, not even that scratched, yeah, please let me know, because I really would like to replay this game again at some point. All right, and then we have the Wii games. So here we have Mario Kart Wii. This one, I played this a few months back, actually. This one's still really, really good. Again, not my favorite. I remember this game used to piss me off when I was younger, mainly because, like, the AI in this game can be, like, relentless at times. If you play Mario Kart Wii, I think you know what I'm on about, but yeah, just, like, the AI is just completely BS sometimes in this game. You just get, like, hammered with just blue shells and just lightning and just all the other things, So, yeah, but it's still a really solid game, though. And, of course, a must own if you have a Wii. Next, I've got Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. It's the very first Mario and Sonic game. I only have a few of these in my collection, i.e. only 3, because I only just started like collecting these like last year. Probably won't go for the full set of like all the Mario and Sonic games, because there's quite a few. But yeah, this is the original Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. And yeah, I played it for a little bit. It was kind of fun, but it's not really like my thing as such, like Olympic themed games. But, I mean, it's cool, especially for when it came out, like a Mario and Sonic crossover game. It still blows my mind that to this day, they haven't made another type of Mario and Sonic game. Like, they haven't done like a Mario and Sonic platformer or something else that isn't just the Olympic games, outside of Smash. It just seems like a wasted opportunity. But, yeah, still cool to have. And then I've also got the sequel here as well, Olympic Winter Games. I played this one for a bit. It was quite fun. I mainly played a lot of like the snowboarding mini game. And, yeah, that's complete as well. So yeah, I don't have London 2012. I've only got just the first 2 for the Wii. Moving on to New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This is one of the, like, I think only Wii game that comes in a red case. To obviously make it, like, stand out more. So yeah, this is a very fun game, actually. This is probably my favourite of the New Super Mario Bros. Games. I mean, it's kind of hard to say because, let's be honest, a lot of the New Super Mario Bros. Games kind of just blend in with each other. Especially, like, New Super Mario Bros. U is very identical to this one. But yeah, but I think this is the one I enjoyed the most, and the one I played the most, actually. So yeah, that's complete. Next we have Super Mario All-Stars 25th Anniversary. So this game is basically just Super Mario All-Stars, the original Super Nintendo game that was a compilation. It had Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, 3, and Lost Levels. And they basically remastered them, remade them, whatever, in 16-bit. And then, yeah, years later, they re-released on the Wii, and that was it, really. This is literally just the original Super Nintendo game on the Wii. It's not even the one that has Super Mario World, for whatever reason. It's just the original Super Mario All-Stars. Like, this could have just been a virtual console release, but no, they had to make it a whole freaking... Yeah, this is one of the laziest, like, dare I say, cash grabs Nintendo's ever done. Because it literally is just the original Super Nintendo game. They didn't even bother changing, like, the controls and the menus. It still shows, like, Super Nintendo controls, even on the Wii version. So, yeah, you can't, like, defend this. This is just a lazy cash grab. It is. Still a good game, but, you know, they could have done more of it. All right, now moving on to the Wii U. So we have New Super Mario Bros. U here. So yeah, so like I mentioned with New Super Mario Bros. Wii, this game is basically identical to that. So if you played that, you pretty much also played this one as well. Except this one just obviously looks sharper, it being on the Wii U. But yeah, but there's really a whole lot to say about it, actually. I really wish I had New Super Luigi U, the one that comes in like the green case. I really want to get that at some point. But yeah, that's complete. So yeah, again, a good game from what I remember, but again, it's just too similar to New Super Mario Bros. Wii. But yeah. Alright, and then we have Super Mario 3D World. This one I actually unfortunately was unable to play because this one the disc doesn't work at all. I bought this from CEX like a year ago, and yeah, the disc is just completely busted. I mean, the disc itself actually just looks fine, but like there's literally no scratches on it. Like, it actually doesn't make any sense to me. There's no scratches on this disc whatsoever. Yet every time I put it on my Wii U, it just comes up with a disc read error. Like every time. Like I would get it to like start up, kind of, but like it would get to like the first loading screen and then it would just come up with the same message saying the disc is unreadable. And I don't know why, because the disc is perfectly fine on it. There is no scratches, no smudges. It is perfectly fine, yet it doesn't read. It actually just baffles me. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new disc for this at some point. Or just buy the Switch version, which is probably what I should have done. But, yeah, it's a shame because I really wanted to play this game as well. I've heard a lot of good things about it. And yeah, my copy doesn't even work. So, yeah, I can't comment on this because I've never played it. Because I have a faulty copy, which is such a shame because I really wanted to play that. Alright, next we have Mario Kart 8. This is by far my favourite Mario Kart. Well, 8 Deluxe is, but the original 8 is still really good. I absolutely love this game. This was the game that actually came with my Wii U. I was actually one of the only people, like out of the 13 million I think it was, I was one of the few people that actually had a Wii U back when it was Nintendo's relevant console, when they were still making it. And yeah, and I got mine, I remember it was the summer of 2015, and it came with Mario Kart 8. And yeah, and I just remember just absolutely loving this game. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite games on the Wii U, man. I absolutely love Mario Kart 8. This is where like they perfected Mario Kart, in my opinion. The other games are still good, but like Mario Kart 8 is just so damn good. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's complete as well. So yeah, I absolutely love this game. Really looking forward to Mario Kart 9 on the Switch too. You know, it's about damn time they give us a new one, you know, after all these years. Alright, then next we have Super Mario Maker. This is by far my favorite game on the Wii U. It's such a shame they shut the servers down for this, you know, when they shut down the online servers for the Wii U last year, because I absolutely love this game, you know. Being able to create your own Mario levels and stuff. This was the game that made me want to get a Wii U. Like, even though like Mario Kart 8 came with my system, and I was like, you know, really wanted to play that as well, but Mario Maker specifically was the game that made me want a Wii U, you know. I remember when they first revealed this, I've seen it for the first time, I thought, like, this is amazing, you know, being able to make your own Mario game pretty much, play other people's levels. So yeah, so I wanted a Wii U mainly for this game. Like, this game sold me on the Wii U. And yeah, and then it came out and it didn't disappoint, man. I absolutely loved this game. I put a ton of hours, man. Well over 100 hours into this game. And yeah, it's a shame that you can't play online anymore. But yeah, I have so many fond memories with the original Super Mario Maker. Absolutely love this game. It might even be my favorite, like, Mario platformer of all time. I mean, because it's basically just infinite Mario, you know? Well, it was at the time. You know, you can play other people's levels. I used to make my own levels back in the day, which was shit. But still, some of them actually did get quite a few plays. And if you didn't play this back when it came out, you seriously missed out, man. You really did. Such a shame you can't play this online anymore. Now, let's move on to the Nintendo Switch. So, starting off, we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is, of course, just Mario Kart 8 again, but obviously with all the DLC, and then later on, it would have, like, the booster courses, which would add even more content to it. So, yeah, this is the definitive Mario Kart game, in my opinion. Like, it has the most content out of any Mario Kart game. And, yeah, I mean, it's... What else am I going to say, really? This is also the best-selling game on Nintendo Switch. I think it sold something crazy, like 80 million copies or something. You know, which is pretty insane, especially considering like it originally, you know, originated on the Wii U, which only like 2 people bought. Yeah, what can I say? If you own a Switch, chances are you own this game. All right, then next I've got New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This is just a port of New Super Mario Bros. U. I pre-ordered this a few months before it came out, and I really wish I didn't. I was a complete idiot for paying full price for this, because yeah, it literally is just New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi. You get both games. And yeah, that's it pretty much. I mean, they do add like new characters. You know, you got a Toadette in this. But yeah, it's basically just more or less just a direct port. And I already had the original New Super Mario Bros. U at the time. So yeah, this I only wanted just because, well, it was the first New Super Mario Bros. Release in a long time at that point. But yeah, but I really regret paying full price for this. I shouldn't have done that, honestly. I should have just waited. But yeah, there is. So yeah, this was the last New Super Mario Bros. Game we got, because eventually like they completely scrapped New Super Mario Bros. And moved on to, you know, Super Mario Wonder, which I do have and we'll get to in a minute. All right, next we have Super Mario Maker 2. This game I was just as hyped for as the original Super Mario Maker. You know, like I mentioned, I love the original Super Mario Maker. So when they announced they were doing a sequel, of course, I was fucking psyched for that. This was one that I got day one, and I must say it was a letdown for me personally. I mean, in a lot of ways, it is a better game because obviously, like, it has like more features than the original. Obviously, the big one being the slopes and stuff, and you've got like the Super Mario 3D World theme as well that you can play with. But for me personally, the reason why I was so disappointed with this was mainly because of the level creation. Because I really enjoyed making my own levels in the original game, and like it just felt right doing it with the Wii U gamepad with the stylus and stuff. But doing it like on the Switch's touchscreen, I don't know, just didn't feel as fun to me. And that was one of the main things I loved about the original Super Mario Maker, was being able to make my own levels. And yeah, and the level creation just, I don't know, it just didn't feel right on Mario Maker 2. So I mainly played, like, I think it was like the story mode or whatever it was, like the main single player. I mainly played on this. But yeah, it's one that I really would like to go back to, because I haven't played it in a long time. But yeah, it was one that I was just very disappointed with. But it doesn't make it a bad game or anything. Just nowhere near as good as the first one, in my opinion. Alright, then next we have the big hitter right here, Super Mario 3D All-Stars. So this was the game that was only available for a short period of time to celebrate Mario's 30th anniversary. They put this out. It's a compilation, has Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy on it. But this game was only available for about 6 months or so. Like, it came out in September of 2020, and then like after like March 2021, I think, they completely removed it digitally and they stopped producing physical copies. And nowadays these are going for a lot of money because of that, because it had a very short you know, print run. It's become quite the collector's item. And the actual collection itself, I mean, you know, you got the 3 games on here, but they didn't really add too much to them. I mean, Sunshine plays in widescreen, Galaxy you could play with proper controls. But Mario 64 just kept pretty much the same. And yeah, it just felt like just lazy, to be honest. But still, I mean, it's a good way to play these games if you've never played them before. But yeah, it's just like, you know, it's nothing too special. It's literally just the games. I think you also get like the soundtracks as well. You can listen to the soundtracks for each game in the main menu. But yeah, this could have been a whole lot more. And they didn't even bother to include Galaxy 2 either, which they really should have. But yeah, I do like this though. All the screenshots and stuff in the back. But yeah, I mean, it's a fine way to play these games, but obviously, like, there's much better ways of doing it now. You can probably get a way better experience playing them from an emulator now. Alright, and then the last one I have to Switch is Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This game, I'm going to be honest, I barely actually played. I got it, like, for Christmas, shortly after it came out. There's another one I need to go back to at some point. Yeah, this is the latest 2D Mario game. But yeah, I just didn't really put, like, much time into it at all. Yeah, I really need to go back to this, actually. It's like, because I barely played it. I played it for, like, a little bit, shortly after I got it. But yeah, I need to replay it at some point. But yeah, so that's all the Mario games I have for the Switch. Yeah, you're probably wondering, like, where's Mario Odyssey? Believe it or not, I don't have it. I don't have Galaxy for the Wii. You know, like I mentioned before, there's tons I'm missing. I will get these games eventually. I do want to get these games, but I just don't have them for the time being. So if there's a game here that you're wondering why I don't have, eventually I'll get it. All right, now let's move on to the handheld games. I don't have very many. So let's start things off with the original Game Boy. I've got Super Mario Land 2 here, 6 golden coins. I don't have the first Mario Land. That is one that I really, really, should have by now. But yeah, I've got the sequel for the Game Boy. It's a pretty good game, actually. So is the first one as well. I had played the first one. But yeah, I do need to get a physical copy of that at some point. Yeah, and I've got Super Mario Bros. Deluxe for the Game Boy Color, which is basically just a Game Boy Color port of the original Super Mario Bros. On the NES. It also has Super Mario Bros. 2, the original Japanese version, Lost Levels, that's on here as well. So yeah, so it's just a port of those two games pretty much. Then I've only got 2 for the Game Boy Advance. I've got Mario Kart Super Circuit, which is probably my least favorite Mario Kart, I'd say. And it plays more like a... It's kind of weird. It's kind of like a mix between the original Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart 64. Like, it plays like this original Super Mario Kart on Super Nintendo, but has like the aesthetic of Mario Kart 64, if that makes sense. And then this is the only Super Mario Advance game I have. Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World, which is just a port of the SNES game. Yeah, and that's about it, really. There was 4 of these. The first Mario Advance was a port of Mario 2 USA, I think. And then the third one was a port of Yoshi's Island. The fourth one was a port of Mario Bros. 3. Yeah, I don't have any of the others, like I keep saying. I have a ton of games missing, I know. But yeah, so that's all the Game Boy ones I have. Now let's move on to Nintendo DS. So here's Super Mario 64 DS. This is one of the launch games for the system. And yeah, it's a port of Super Mario 64. It has extra content to it. I mean, you can play as Luigi, Wario, and Yoshi. But yeah. So this one I actually played before the original game. I had Mario 64 DS before I had, before I even played the original one. So this is actually my first exposure to Mario 64. And yeah, it's a good version, but obviously it's better on the N64. Alright, next is Mario Kart DS. One of my absolute favorites. This is probably my second favorite Mario Kart game. Yeah, this one I grew up with and spent a ton of time with as a kid. Yeah, this game's an absolute classic. I love it. Alright, and then we have the original New Super Mario Bros. So yeah, not really much to say. Again, it's just New Super Mario Bros. This is the very first one. This is the very first one, and it's a very good one, actually. I'd say this is probably my favourite handheld 2D Mario game, maybe. Yeah, I'd probably say so. But it has been a long time since I last played it. But yeah, it's complete as well. Alright, next we have Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. I don't have the first Olympic Games for DS, but I do have Winter Games on DS. Yeah, this one I actually haven't played at all. I got this game for free, and yeah, I literally haven't even played it, so I can't comment. Couldn't tell you if it's any good or not. Alright, and then we have Nintendo 3DS, so we've got Super Mario 3D Land. This is similar to 3D World. I mean, this came out before 3D World, but if you played that, this is very similar to it. Yeah, it's kind of like a hybrid sort of 2D, 3D platformer. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but yeah, I enjoyed this game. Yeah, got that. Alright, next is Mario Kart 7. Another really good Mario Kart. I didn't play this one nearly as much as DS, but it's still a really solid one. I liked it quite a bit. Yeah, it's complete as well. Alright, and then we have New Super Mario Bros. 2. This one was alright. I mean, yeah, it was just alright. I mean, again, it's New Super Mario Bros. If you've played one, you've kind of played them all, more or less. You know, there isn't really much that makes any of these games stand out, really. But yeah, but it's still a solid game, you know, especially for a quick pick up and play, you know, type of experience. Last game I have is Super Mario Maker for the Nintendo 3DS. This was kind of a weird release, actually. I mean, it was Super Mario Maker, but it was missing a lot of the core features that made Mario Maker what it was. The most notable one being that you couldn't share levels in this version. You could play select, like, Wii U levels on here, but you couldn't upload your own. And yeah, it's a very gimped version of the original Super Mario Maker. But yeah, I mean, still kind of impressive that they managed to pull it off on the 3DS. Still, I mean, it's cool to have as a neat novelty. You know, I actually bought this shortly after it came out. because I love the original game so much. And when they announced that it's coming to 3DS, like I was like, yes, I'm buying that immediately. So it's fun to mess around with. Obviously, it's not ideal to play nowadays, you know. But yeah. So that's my entire Mario game collection as of now. Like I said, I know I'm missing a ton of games, but the ones I'm missing, I am trying to get. It doesn't help that a lot of like the first party Nintendo games on certain systems tend to be quite expensive. But yeah, but I will eventually get around to getting like Mario Galaxy, Mario Odyssey, and the Mario Tennis games, the original Super Mario Land, the other Super Mario Advance games, you know, like I'll get these games eventually. But yeah, this is my collection currently, so hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, let me know what's your favorite Mario game down in the comments. And yeah, if you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care now. And actually, just real quickly before I end this video, this just turned up in the post. Yeah, I actually brought a box for Super Mario 64. The protector I already had. I had a spare box protector, but yeah, I literally bought this off eBay very recently. Got it for £17. And yeah, it's in very good condition, actually. It didn't come with a manual or anything, but yeah, so this literally just turned up like right after I was done filming. So yeah, so I've now got a box copy of Mario 64.